As I was walking down the street one day, I saw a girl with eyes of emerald green. Her hair of red flowed softly through the morning air, and her name was Katie Marie McNair. I met her once a long time ago at Finnegan's Tavern in the square. She smiled at me and there was magic in the air. So beautiful, Katie Marie McNair. Oh, Katie, my eyes had never seen such a prize in all of Ireland. You could hear all the young men's cries. And Katie, my dear, oh, what is it that you feared? An angel's face should never shed a tear. Oh, Katie, my eyes had never seen such a prize in all of Ireland. You could hear all the young men's cries. And Katie, my dear, oh, what is it that you feared? An angel's face should never shed a tear. I heard the news all around the town. A beautiful girl had been found, with hair of red and her eyes of green. Katie Marie had been drowned. We never knew what had frightened her so. There wasn't a clue to be found. But as I look to the heavens above, I think of Katie and all that I've loved. Oh, Katie, my eyes had never seen such a prize in all of Ireland. You can hear all the young men's cries. And Katie, my dear, oh, what is it that you fear? An angel's face should never shed a tear.
Katie Marie McNair. That's Freddie's wonderful song, Just for Fun. And I have copies of that. If you'd like it, please contact me and I will send it out to you. First come, first serve. It's not as uplifting as I thought when I put it on here. I didn't think we were going to find her dead, but you know what? It's okay because I have one that I did 8 years ago, actually November 15th, called That's What We Do. And it was after a conversation with Freddie. And I wrote this song because guys get older and sometimes they just do stuff because they get older. And this is a song that I wrote with Fred in mind. And it was him in the studio with me playing guitars. No backing band. That's what we do.
You pick out your words like pennies from heaven, and sometimes you gotta hit. I don't know if I'm ever gonna sell out here from the place I sit. Stars are made and stars are broken, but I know these words are true. That they put their pants on one leg then another. It sounds like me and you, 'cause that's what we do. Oh, me and you. Remember in the old days when we would dream about having our name in lights. that went on as our lives passed. Now we have sleepless nights. I, for one, wouldn't give up those memories because they are involving you. Let's get back to the olden days. Let's bang out a few, 'cause that's what we do. Oh, me and you. Don't you remember all the nights in the studio? Don't you remember how we laughed? You know. Let's try to be everything we can be. Let's aim for the stars this time. I promise to be by your side, and we will ride forever in time. And if we make it this time, I'll be there to say I told you so. Just like you said so long ago.
Yeah. That was we had dreams, and some turned into nightmares. Some were that little mystical place where you're between sleep and between dream, and you do this, and it's like, was it real or was it Memorex? Those of you who are older will know what that commercial meant. Anyway, how are you? It's winter. Let's talk. I've gotten a couple of emails today from students, my life and health coach students. Evidently, today has depression written all over it, especially if you're in the Northeast. Nor'easter. Hey, Joe, it's cloudy, 45, rainy, bitter, goes right through you like a knife. And that seems to really depress people. Now, I understand it. I totally do. There are ways to get past depression. You know, there are people that lose loved ones. Now, that is part of growing up. But unfortunately, we don't come with the Britannica volumes A to Z, where, oh, my wife passed away 8 years ago. Oh, let's see. What do I do? No. The girl that I really liked, I found out she don't like me anymore. You know how I know? Because two people saw her with someone else. And go to, oh, that's what I do. Doesn't happen. We trudge through the mud to get to more foundational, solid mud. So we're not slipping and sliding, but our pants are still muddy. Our shoes are still engulfed, but we're able to kind of stand. And then we don't want to move. Once you get to a spot, you're kind of like, all right, I'm not going to move because I don't want to slip anymore. Until you realize if you're standing there and not slipping, you're going to be standing there a long time. So part of the movement is falling again, realizing that it's okay to fall. It's not okay to not try to get up. And that's what a lot of us don't realize, especially during the holiday time. We are inundated with what we should be doing. We should be in Macy's for the 80% off sale. Black Friday. What are you doing home? Right? We live because there's this model out there that is supposed to be us. Every commercial, we're supposed to be happy. You should be wearing a Santa hat at your friend's house drinking eggnog. You know why? Because everybody on the Hallmark Channel's doing it. It's a movie, people. Is it real life? For some, yeah. Some people have a charmed life. But why is it that everyone I know doesn't? It's like the polls, the political polls, right? I never get asked anything. Where are they coming from? It sounds good. People do what they do to fit their narrative. There is so much pressure during this season to be happy, to be one of the yay. But what happens when you don't feel that way? Are you doing yourself a disservice to make believe you're happy when you're miserable? Well, if you act miserable at people's parties, kind of guarantee you're not going to be invited back. So you kind of have to put on a false face. We all wear false faces. I try to be me on here, but, being in public, and this is sort of being in public, you cannot be yourself. You cannot be oneself in public, because I really don't care what the walls in my room think of me when I'm walking through alone. I do care if I'm out in a crowd what people think of me that actually have a pulse. So I'm not being me. I'm being an unabridged version. But there is so much pressure to feel good, to spread good cheer. But what happens when you run out of rice to throw and you're just doing this and nothing's coming out? People notice it eventually, right? It's kind of like you're in choir and your teacher walks by and sees you're doing, but you're not singing. They'll find out eventually. Not when she's far away, unless she's really a good singing coach and can see where the enunciation's not matching the others. But the closer people get to you, the more they see. Now, some won't call you out on it because some people really don't want to embarrass you. And honestly, some people don't give a shit. I remember my father told me a long time ago, Vin, don't tell people how you are, because half the people really could give a shit less. And the other half of the people are rooting against you. Now, I've been blessed. I have friends that root for me. In turn, I root for them. So a couple of the students hit me up today on the day off where I don't talk to them, asking if I could do a session with them. And I did, of course. Well, one I did. One I have to wait till later, till they get home from work. And the MO for every conversation never fails. Right after Thanksgiving, like Black Friday starts the sales, it also starts the waning of goodwill in your mind. I can't give someone a canned answer. Hey, Maureen, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in. And happy holidays. It's not fair to give someone a canned answer. That's like me giving you a 44 long and making everyone wear the same suit. Some people going to look great. Some people it's going to look terrible. So in turn, if I go in and say, I need a suit, if the tailor is not marking me up, I'm not going to be able to give it to me. Correct, right? I have to listen. If I don't listen, I'm the tailor who just stands and says, okay, I'll have it ready for you for Friday. Yeah, right. So what we try to do is we try to make everyone an individual, because guess what? We are. Mass consumption doesn't want anyone to know that. The commercials on television don't. Don't worry. You make $15 an hour. You can afford that vacation to Hawaii. Owe the money for 3 years. That's why this Capital One card is for, they don't care. One size doesn't fit all. It's a nice premise. But when something sounds too good to be true, the reason why it sounds that way is because it is too good to be true. So what I try to do is tailor my advice. And like I said, life and health coach, much different than psychiatry. Psychiatry, if I were a psychiatrist, I would really be concentrating on what got you here today. Why do you feel you need me? Let's delve to why you cry 3 nights a week. As a life and health coach, I may look in the rearview mirror, but I don't stare, because if you stare in the rearview mirror, you hit something in the front. So it's okay to glance. But really, I want to make sure from this visit now till whenever you're happy. We'll go back, but judiciously. I don't want to open up a can of worms where for 10 sessions in here, you're miserable because we opened up that can of worms. We could pass by and wave, but we're not going to go into the house where all their memories were. Well, that's what I try to do. When the weather is dark, it's an ominous sign. It's a sign that there's no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Well, it's true. I have friends that have lost exes and lament now judiciously put themselves through bullshit because they feel they deserve it. I have friends that no longer have a car, and it drives them crazy because they've been independent since they were 17. I have friends who had to sell their home, go into a rental, which is pretty much losing your independence. And I have friends who really don't care. They're happy enough that they get up in the morning, they see a sunshine, a bird singing, they have their hearing, they have their sight. They don't have to take 1,000 medications in the morning, and they can go do whatever they want. Where is the happy medium? Where is it? Where does it come to the point where you don't have to just be happy that you're breathing? Because, money is the root of all evil, right? People that usually say that are broke, right? Money is the root of all evil. I never heard any millionaire buying a Lexus say that, because he wouldn't be able to do it if he didn't have money, or she. No, when you don't have money, you complain about it. It makes you feel better. Like, oh, I wouldn't want to be rich. Look at all the problems they have. Yeah, what color should I get my Maserati? Blue or black? That's some problem. You know what? Let me have that problem for a while. And if I get sick of it, I'll tell you. Probably not going to get sick of it. So how do we make ourselves feel better? How do we con ourselves in this season of expectations, of going to the family's house? So when are you getting engaged? Why didn't that work out? It's your fault because the sun didn't shine. Because we're going to see a lot of people we see on a need for holiday basis. Once a year, twice a year. The first thing you should ask yourself is why? If you really liked them, you'd see them more. So obviously, you're probably going somewhere where these people will be, and you don't forge a relationship with them other than the gathering at that house. So these are ancillary people. These are people on the periphery. Trolls, periphery means outside. You understand that they are not all that important. Or this wouldn't be the first time. Oh my God, you look great. I haven't seen you in a year. You would have saw them a month ago. Even if you're busy, you find time for your friends. So why really care so much what they think? Why? If you really cared what they think, you'd talk to them during the year. Now, there are people that you really like from extended family. Like I'll give you a perfect example. I like to handicap football. I'm actually pretty good at it. And my brother-in-law, my late sister Nancy's husband, his niece's husband, very nice guy, 20 years old, younger than me. Know him for 15 years or whatever since he's married. And we got to talking about football, and we text now during Sundays, or what do you like, Vin, and this and that, and I'll ask him. There are people that you really genuinely like that you don't really have a relationship with, but yet you do. And then there are people that you just can't stand to get away from. And when you get the call in May, got bad news, is it him? You know, we all need to do something. Hold on. I just got a question. Friend of mine, is it hard getting people's attention, not so much in the responding, but more listening to people listen when you talk? I want to know if it's me and the people that surround me that have this problem, or this is today's society. It's like you could be talking about something and their mind, though they questioned it, is not into hearing what the questions are. A guy I know from the casino, and maybe the casino gives it away. The people are sick. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will tell you this much. Yeah, our society, most people are waiting for you to finish so they can jump in and talk. Now, some people are very talented and actually hear what you're saying, but me hearing what you're saying and comprehending what you're saying are two different things. You know, verbatim, I can go back and tell you what you just said, but did I peel that extra layer? Right? My girlfriend broke up with me December 10th. Oh, wow. So the information is I know your girlfriend broke up with you, even though it's not December 10th. Peeling back the layer, oh my God, he must be upset. I wonder if that's why he's talking to me. How does he feel? I haven't gotten there. I only heard the statement. Many times, and I hope he comes in here, my friend, many times people hear you out of courtesy because every one of us wonder if the next shoe is. You're not even listening. What did I just say? So you'll make sure you know. Oh, I am. But you don't care. You're waiting to jump in. I think that we as a society want to pass the buck. Perfect example. You go to psychiatry. Am I a believer in psychiatry? I'm a believer that if used properly, but psychiatry could be like a gun that's left unattended. Some people just cannot handle the responsibility and don't have the wherewithal to navigate through very, very important situations. Purposely, sometimes you think that you just are inundated with nonsense and that what could I do to get away from it? Is it me? Do I understand what's going on? Too much information can be a killer, but not enough information will surely ruin you. So where do we come to the happy medium? Because there are people we talk to. Perfect example. I used to joke around with my friend. He called them Bill Hills. Guys that you could work the cubicle right over from them for 20 years. How was your weekend? Oh, great. Great. The house could have exploded. The wife he caught in bed with 19 people. The canned response. Hey, Gianni, how are you? The canned response because people don't want to let you in. So they feel if they show you they're not letting you in, you'll take the hint. There are a lot of people that have work friends, water cooler buddies you talk about the football games with. But realize that one of those water cooler buddies one day will be up for the job you want. So see how friendly he is then. So you have to put that in context of when people are friendly with you, extended family. They're supposed to be. Baseball teams, you're supposed to get along. What are the odds that everyone on a 26-man baseball team likes each other? No. You're there for a common goal. If you're there for Thanksgiving dinner and you don't get along with people, you're trying to win a World Series with your baseball team. There are norms. If your narrative fits, you go along for the ride. You pick up the slack because it's better for you. You're not looking for them. You're not looking to help them. You really could care less. Yes, very good point. My friend, just interest in others has been taken over by self-indulgence, and self-indulgence has been taken over by society. I'll give you a perfect example. And don't you fucking dare leave, Fred. I'm going to mention the Beatles for about a minute and a half. The song Run for Your Life off the Rubber Soul album. Good song in 1965. Throwaway song, but good song. You better keep your head, little girl. If I find you another man, I'll kill you, whatever. Now, today's society, they probably don't like that song because it's machoism. Back in North London in that day, many women liked the man to be the boss of the house, didn't want to think about anything, wanted the man to run the house. Times have changed. So now, when you look at that song, what becomes woke? Society or the song? We blame it on the song. Thank you, Joe. We blame it on the song because we like to push the buck. But now, does that song automatically suck? Will you automatically now almost not like the Beatles because they did that song? Who are you following? You're following people who you feel are in the know, that know better than you. That's how football prognosticators and sports handicappers made a living for years. You didn't have faith in your own judgment. It won't be my fault if I lose my money, be his. Right? He probably knows maybe a little more than you, but not enough for you to front him money all the time. Well, we have become very self-indulgent because we feel that we're owed. This is a very different world than the one we grew up in. I mean, as younger people. Young people are entitled. They feel entitled. They have an entitlement. Everyone that goes to college now, the reason why they would vote for Bandani is because, I want everything for free. I deserve everything for free. Now, self-indulgence has always been rough. There are many people that go through their lives looking out for themselves. Excessive whims, impulse control, gratification, one's desires, negative consequences can definitely come from there. And why do we fall into the trap, because we've always been people that wanted the best for our children, right? We always wanted the best for them to exceed in our dreams. We live vicariously, some of us, through them. If your father is a famous man, God forgive you. Julian Lennon, perfect example. It's a curse. Half the people think, how dare you try to be better than your father? Yeah, your father's a legend. You can't win. Well, in families, that happens as well. If you have a very successful father, he may be a drill sergeant, more out of his indulgence of not wanting to be embarrassed that he has a failure son. It doesn't necessarily have to be that he wants you to succeed for yourself. He wants you to succeed so he can be proud and say, look who my son is. Not the same thing. The white picket fence dream. If you ask the teenager coming out of college, they think it's a new CD by Beyonce. No one knows what the white picket fence dream is. That died a long time ago. Because society now, if you notice, go to Russia, communism. So most people live in big high rises. They want you to be renters. No one owns any property. Think about it. You ever see these great movies, espionage and all that? How many homes do you see? How many are in these beautiful, great penthouses? People rent. They don't own anything. Well, in life, you own your life. Society tries their best to take it away from you, because if they have everyone marching at the same beat, Nike sneakers is worth $1 billion. Because if they convince everyone, they'll convince a kid in a wheelchair that he needs to wear Nikes because you run faster. The kid's not running. They are masters at manipulation. This country, they are masters at telling you, we know what's better for you. You don't have the answers we do. Let the village raise you. That's like telling me, don't worry, it's not your time to go. If it's not your time to go on the plane, don't worry about it. Yeah, but how about if it's the pilot's time to go? I'm lumped in there. We have to stand on our own merit eventually, because we become a number. And numbers don't have a heartbeat. And you don't want to be, as George Harrison would say, blood from a clone. The song he wrote was about everyone wants me to be a Beatle. I am not a Beatle anymore. You are not your father. You may have trait similarities, but you are not your father. Nor do you have to be. You don't have to be happy this Christmas if you don't want to be. And you're doing nothing wrong by telling someone, I can't attend the party. Not this year. Or I'll come, but I'm leaving early. You're not being disrespectful for setting boundaries that are looking out for yourself. Because you are the one that controls your own destiny. Along with, obviously, if you're into Vishnu or whomever, there's a laid out plan for you. You know, I hardly think that God's wondering if you should have a drink of water right now. I don't think that was in the plan. The major stuff. God, to me, is like a screenwriter on The Sopranos. David Chase would give the main focal point. Tony Soprano's getting shot at today. You guys fill in the blanks. But that's happening. That's your life. Is it preordained? To a point. But you're not strong enough to change David Chase's mind. If he wrote Tony's getting shot, he's getting shot at. But Tony can go for a slice of pizza before that. That's your decision. Yeah, Joe, Christmas is it has become very depressing, Christmas. Now, I have a son that loves Christmas, and I love it. But I love it through him because vicariously I live through him now, because he does all the cool stuff. I don't anymore. But it's a lot of fun to see him go out and hang out in the city and all that. I still get there, but there's a lot of pressure on us for us to be happy when damn we just don't want to be. And then you'll have people, oh, come on, cheer up. Are they trying to help you? Yeah, or maybe they just don't want their party ruined. I'm a firm believer. Yes, Gianni, I'm sorry. Family, kids. I remember when I was young, I was so excited. I mean, young, kid, 8. Not really caring if Santa was real, long as he was real in my house under the tree. Right. Everything has been marketed because everything is a cash grab. Oh, really, Joe? Yeah, Christmas music can be annoying because it's force fed. If I waterboard you, you're going to start choking. If I give you sips, you can take it. That's what they do. They try to convince you, all right, you warm me down. That's what politics does. They weigh you down to finally say, okay, you're right. That's what happens. But you can stand your ground. You can. It's okay to not be okay. In this world, they'll convince you otherwise. We have a pill for it if you don't feel good. Treat yourself to a car. You deserve it. Don't worry about the bills. We'll worry about them when we have to repossess your car because you didn't pay it. It's like the casino. When you're at the crap table, hard 12, play the hard ways. If they're telling you to do it, it's not good for you. Do you think the casino wants to lose money to you? Do you think they're giving you the edge? Walk into any casino, even the worst one, and I guarantee you their chandelier is worth almost as much as your house. So what are the odds that you are going to win or they're winning? So if they're telling you what to do, you think they're trying, he's a nice guy, let him win $1 million. Or they're trying to take your money. Well, that's what it is with certain people. They suck the life out of you. Why? It breathes life into them. When you're not having a good day, they're not the only one. You're worse off than them. Why do we need unfortunate people in the world? To show the fortunate people they're fortunate. If you didn't have anyone misfortunate, how would you know that you're lucky? Well, you had, Gianni, a much different background, so to speak. Your experience was a lot different. And, I can only imagine. I can't imagine. I'm not going to tell you can imagine. I can't imagine what it was like. Joe, can you put on wilfordmusic.com, the website, so I can put it up here? Listen, as much as I try to help people, and I do, if they're not ready, all I could do is hope that while I'm sitting there, they get ready. I can't convince people that things are going to be okay because I don't know. There was a girl today that asked me, "You think things are going to be okay?" I said, "I'm going to give you a better chance of them being okay, but I can't answer that. For 100 an hour, it's not worth it for me to lie to you. It's just not worth it. It has nothing to do about credibility. It has to do about my ego, and I don't want to be wrong. So why would I have to say I was wrong?" There's Freddie's music website. Check it out, man. It's real good. I know Freddie 44 years, 45 years. We've been through the wars together. He didn't proverbially, analogy wise, didn't he doesn't know where the bodies are buried. He helped bury them, and that's a guy that you put a price on friendship. He's one of the examples why you can't. I went through some dark times when I was in my early 20s, and he was always there. I've been blessed with friends that have always been there for me. And I have to tell you, it can weigh you down. It really can. Because when you have a friend that doesn't expect anything in return, it's great. It really is. You try to you look back at your past. You look back at your family, you look in the mirror. All of a sudden you're not 30 anymore. You wonder if your dad would be proud of you. I think we all do. Some more than others. Look, to me, if you did 8 years or 7 years in a box and you came out and you persevered and you improved your life, that's a hell of a lot harder than living a very mundane life, never having a challenge. Do you know how hard it must be to change? I changed. I did. I was bipolar my whole life, never knew it. My father probably was as well, but they didn't have any name for it. And I used to gamble my ass off when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Never knew the ramifications. Was it all about me? Probably. Freddie says, "Thanks, Joe." And Fred was always there for me. And then a funny thing happened. I got medicated and all of a sudden really didn't give a shit about gambling. Is that amazing? Didn't care. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. I'd go to Vegas, have a good time, but I didn't blow out. If I had 5,000 on me, I'd play 800. If I lost, that's it. I didn't have to fight. Yeah, I fought to live another day. I didn't, my world wasn't ending at midnight where I had to get even. So I cheated myself by not getting early help out of a lot of probably fun. A lot of people stayed by me that could have left me. And I always try to be thankful for that. And that's why I try to pay it forward. I'm one of them. I hope you know that, Joe. And I used to be guilty of that, really. Like, I would go out of my way to help people, and then if they didn't go out of their way to help me, I'd run away. Because not everyone is built like me. They might do something much better than me that I could never do. You call a guy with a bad back to change a tire at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't. But he'd do something else for you. Everyone has a different skill set. And what we try to do is incorporate it into people's lives, and that's what we do. So really the crux of this is it's okay not to feel great during the holiday time. It's okay to get knocked down. It's not okay to not get up, or at least try to get up. And it's not okay to not ask for people's help. So if you need me, I'm there for you guys. No charge for, I do it as a business, but not for you guys. You guys will be free. I would never charge you guys. And I can't guarantee I can help you, but I can guarantee I will listen to you. I will listen to you. And to the best of my abilities, try to either steer you in the right direction, get the answer for you if I don't have it. Because there's nothing wrong with not having the answer and saying, let me get back to you on that. I don't have it. It's much better than giving an answer that is a wrong answer, or something that you really don't know and you're trying to, feel good about yourself. Oh, I can answer anything. It's not true. There are a lot of one-way streets, Gianni. Go into your neighborhood and look at them all. There are a lot of one-way streets until there's an emergency, and sometimes you see like an ambulance going down the wrong way of that one-way street, but it never seems to be you that are getting the help. I understand totally. It's rough. This life is rough. It's not easy, especially when we are conditioned and we see people around us. Perfect example. Friend of mine bought a new car yesterday. For no other reason, but he wanted to do something for himself. It wasn't to make himself feel better during Christmas. He doesn't have issues. Well, from what I know, he doesn't have issues that he shared with me. He's in his late 50s, and he felt, I want to get, he wanted an SUV. He always wanted one. With a perfectly fine 5-year-old car that had about 75,000 miles on it. It's in his driveway now. And he'll sell it when he gets around to it. He's fortunate enough that he doesn't need that car trade in. He felt that if he traded it in, they'd screw him over. He'll sell it privately, an extra $3,000. When you sell a car back to a dealership, they have to slap a warranty on it, put brakes in it. You're getting $2,000 less book. So you sell it privately, you're getting more money. But the idea is you want people coming to your house. You got to be annoyed with that. But, for $2,000 or $3,000, people will be annoyed. And then I have a friend who doesn't have a car. That I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious now. Did anybody ever tell you they're being dead serious when they're not? He's in Long Island. Hold on for 1 second. He's out in, you lose about $3,000 in a trade-in because they have to fix it up, warranty on it and all that. And they have to make money on it. I have a friend who doesn't have a car. Now, I'm being facetious, but I'm kind of like, I'm not so sure if I'm not right. If you told him you'll have a car tomorrow and you're going to live a year less, he'd do it. I swear to you, I believe this guy would do it. Now, some people would say a guy needs a lot more help than a car. But some people, it defines their identity. See, as a bipolar guy, I never let it define me. Just because I could be paranoid one night doesn't mean they're not talking about me. Just because I might go off and go crazy about something doesn't mean I'm wrong. I might have been wrong the way I went off on it, but I might be right. Well, this person, their whole life is defined by having a car. I've never met anybody that the wellness that the car brings with the independence and the feeling good about yourself and all that. Incredible. Yellowstone, I never got into that show. I watched it a little, never got into it. There's a handicapper in sports that I follow, the Indian Cowboy. Can you imagine? They'll do anything. Good name. I wish I came up with it. Gaelic and Gaelic. Irish and Italian. I should call myself that. So it's okay. I give you permission to feel like shit during Christmas. And believe it or not, hey, Frank, there's nothing wrong with you feeling like shit during Christmas. You're not ruining everybody's holiday. You're not acting ungrateful. You're not. Yeah. I come up with a good one now and then, Gianni, even though I have two people watching. I just think that it's okay to be you, no matter what that entails. And when I talk to my student tonight, I'm going to tell my student, the bottom line is whatever I say to you might help, but I have to keep it arbitrary so it doesn't hurt. If you hurt your knee badly, I could put ice on it and maybe try to get a pillow under it. It's probably not going to hurt it. If I try to make you stand on it to get the cramp out, it might do a lot of damage. There are ways that I have to navigate to ensure that I don't do any irreparable harm. And how do you do that? It gets tricky because I really want to be proactive and help people. Shit, 3 weeks left till Christmas. I got 3 weeks to get you better so you can go, yay, on the 24th. Hey, Ira, but it doesn't happen like that. Yeah, Frank is someone. Here's a perfect example. And I don't think Frank minds me saying this. Frank is a guy, great musician, very tough guy, who I know for a fact took like 5 or 6 guys on in the bar and beat the shit out of all of them. Not that makes you a better person. I'm just saying a very physically gifted guy when it came to guitar and all that stuff. He is relegated now to a wheelchair. If you're a great guitarist, okay, 8. And if you had to have an ego. So obviously, thank you, Gianni, for coming in. Thank you so much. I hope you're well. So Frank had to have an ego. And you don't lose your ego. He still has it. In a good way. I'm not saying he's an egotist. I'm just saying he had to have an ego. In a wheelchair, there's no way that his ego didn't take a hit. There's no way that there's not at least 10 times during the day when he says, I could have done that 20 years ago. I could have done that. I could have done that. But what he couldn't do 20 years ago, because they weren't there, is hold one of his 6 or 7 grandchildren on his lap and tell a story about Grandpa when he was young, or how Grandpa wasn't afraid of the dark. he can do so much more now that he can't do so much more. Let me say that again. Sometimes you could do much more because you can't do more. If there was a Picasso painting that you would give me for free, but I had to rip up all the kindergarten paintings my son made for me, love you, Daddy, keep your Picasso and shove it up your ass. That's the way it is. Money isn't everything. Either is fighting in a bar. I used to play on stage. It means nothing. I was offered to be a drummer for a really hot band in the tri-state area. Yeah, I won a drum contest at Juilliard. I'm a good drummer. The ego part was wow. The me part was not for teenagers. To me, being in a band is a teenage gang. You have drumsticks instead of knives and guitars instead of axes. That's your axe. I believe it's like a 90-year-old driving around in a Corvette. If the grandson won the lotto and gave his grandfather, a 90-year-old, a Corvette, everyone would look at that Corvette and say, look at that guy. What a fool trying to be a young man. Until he said, I always wanted one. Worked all my life for my family. And my grandson bought me this because he knows I gave up everything for my family. You'd think a little differently about that man, wouldn't you? Now you'd say that poor guy could have got a Corvette and he gave everything to his family instead. You see how perception is different? That follows you, that perception. You can't worry about what you used to be able to do. Because it's like me worrying about spitting at a kid when I was in 4th grade. And it would even be foolish if I ever met him at a reunion to say, oh, by the way, when I was he'd say, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? I don't remember. Certain things you can't even say sorry for because you sound like an idiot. Because you move on. The door is closed. When you read a novel, people, and the novel ends with the two people getting together and moving to Ireland from New York and living there. You're not supposed to worry about it. They have kids and they ever move back to New York. The novel's over. You're not supposed to, it's done. You're not supposed to think about any of that. I'm not supposed to be thinking about spitting on an 8-year-old. I know you are, Frank. And a lot of that is ego. But it's well-directed ego. It's not ego that's bad. It's ego that you feel that always identified you. Just that you can remember that there were 8 men. You ever notice when someone breaks someone's jaw? I broke his jaw in 3 places. You ever notice? What is a jaw? Automatically break in 3 places when you do it? Everyone broke someone's jaw in 3 places. What were they there? First of all, I doubt if they were there when the x-rays were being read after he hit the guy. He's probably in a police car. How does everyone know 3 places? Because it sounds good. Some things sound good. Oh, I believe you, Frank. I said, Mommy did when she was little like you. I wish I videoed. I know you are, Frank. But you're here for a reason. And I'm not one of those people that, God wants you, maybe God just didn't get around to you yet. No, I believe that you have grandchildren that need you. I think you probably you are probably, I'm guessing here. I'm totally guessing here, Frank. So don't But I tell you honestly, that's why you come in here. I would venture to guess you're a better grandfather now than you would have been if you weren't incapacitated. And I don't mean that as a dismergement on you. Trolls, dismergement means like negativity and knocking you. I don't believe that. I think you became probably more human and more in touch with other things about you. Not worrying about the physicality now. You could worry about things. Yeah, but you can talk to them. What do you think is more important, Frank? Your grandson getting bullied in school and you teaching him how to hit the kid, or sitting down with him and teaching him a life lesson and how to diffuse it? Over the course of time, the diffusing will be much more valuable. And you've been on both ends. You've been incapacitated, and the guy about town that has done everything. The wealth of knowledge you have, you're a guy that should be talking to groups of someone who was a man about town and had a stroke now and is incapacitated, where you can talk about how you get past that part of your psyche to become so much more than just a physical specimen, that you use your mind more. And I meant it, Frank, when I said, if I was getting ambushed in a house, one of the guys I'd want with me is Frank. I don't give a fuck if he's in a wheelchair. Because Frank's mindset can save your life before his physicality. A 9-year-old can say, "Don't open that door, Daddy." And it could be a backdraft, where a 50-year-old would say, "No, we'll get through that way." Think about it. You never know where good stuff is coming from. And the thing we do most, which is ridiculous, is try to guess. Because you'd be surprised how wrong you are all the time. So to me, Frank is invaluable. Because Frank is thinking with a mindset of not physicality, outsmarting. The physicality ego's gone. So now it's, how do we really survive without beating the hell out of this guy? Information, like I told you, someone could be sitting on my house. I could know they're in the front. What you don't know can kill you. How about if one of them just went to the back, where I think I can get out the back door? Me knowing about the front meant nothing. It was me not knowing about the back door that could hurt me. Oh, I'm sure still, if someone were close, absolutely. I totally believe you there, Frank. I don't doubt anything you tell me. And information about yourself, unfortunately, is invaluable, but also is risky. Because then you have to man up and say, I'm wrong. Easy to blame other people. You know why psychiatry is so important? Because you go there for a year and they've convinced you that every single problem you've ever had was your parents' fault. So you'll go and spend $200 a week to hear that. You don't have to be guilty about anything. Psychiatry blames it all on your parents. The way you were raised, oh, sure, I'll pay to hear that. In and of itself, if a psychiatrist, and most psychiatrists have their own psychiatrist, if they have their own psychiatrist, how are they helping you? I think it's a tool. I don't think it's an end all. I think psychiatry can be a great tool. But I think if you depend on that, what are you doing? You're not owning up to anything. Again, you're following orders. You're a sheep. No. You have to make a decision this holiday that I don't have to sign on with the PR department of Hallmark. I don't have to be happy and make believe I'm ho, ho, ho. At least for now. I'm going to be me. And if that's not good enough for them, fuck them. That's how I feel. The hardest thing in life, the greatest thing the devil ever did, was making you believe he didn't exist. Your greatest attribute is yourself. But it's Hakeem's razor. No, it can't be that easy. Usually, the answer's right in front of you. You're not getting tricked. We all think it can't be that easy. They're trying to trick us because we live in a society where you turn on the television, you're getting tricked. You go outside, you get right. So we automatically think that someone's trying to screw us over. Sometimes it's legit. Sometimes she was just tired and didn't want to go out with you Friday night. She didn't meet someone Thursday night. She doesn't hate you. She's tired. What good does that do? You can't steam yourself up and go crazy with that answer. No, you got to drive yourself nuts. The best thing we can do for ourselves during the holidays. It's like if you lose a hockey game 3-2, or you lose 11-2. You lose 11-2, you look in the standings, you didn't lose 2 games because you got killed. No, it counts as 1 game. December 24th does not count for 8 days. It's December 24th. It might have a little more significance. But who's putting the significance there? Right? You're not running around your house with a Santa outfit on, are you? Go to the mall. They are conditioning you to how you should feel. Because if you feel good, you'll go spend money. If you don't feel good, you'll say, screw that, I'm sitting in my house. So what do they want to do? They want you to feel great. Why do casinos pump oxygen into the casino so you'll stay awake? Why do they serve you drinks? Because your inhibitions. If they had someone at the casino saying, most people are going to lose their rent money this trip. Never tell you that. No one will ever tell you it's okay to be you because they want you to be who they want you to be. That's their narrative. That's their bag, as John Lennon would say. Yours should be, if you don't like me for who I am, find someone else. But we have egos. We want to be loved. We want to be liked. I was a guy that if I went into a room of 100 people and 99 people said, he's amazing, and one said, he's okay, it would keep me up for months trying to sway that person. Maybe that person was injured by someone named Vinny. Can't get past it. They hold that against me. Maybe I look like their boyfriend who they found cheating on them. Things aren't in our control, but we need to control everything. No, you don't. You only have to control yourself. And if you control yourself, everything actually gets controlled. You are the one who makes the decision. Everyone else feeds off you. So make the decision to feel the way you want to feel. Make the decision. If you don't feel like going to that party, nah, I'm going to pass it. And you don't have to explain for an hour. Or if you're going to go, I'm going to leave early though. I don't want to. Most people, if you say that, I don't know why. If something has happened, if someone's passed, if you've lost your girlfriend, whatever, they'll know why. And if you have to start explaining, you're hanging at the wrong party. Everybody have a great night. Once again, my dear Freddie, check out his channel because you will not be disappointed. I will see you soon. God bless you guys. Thanks for coming in. And if you need me, hit me up.